What's up guys, Jolty is near, and today I'm bringing you the 4th episode of Top 5 Profiles. And this series is partnered with Dope Profiles, the Steam group, so make sure you go and check them out. The first profile of the week is by Liquid Panda, and I actually found his profile in this discussion that I made, where you can enter into the top 5 profiles. So if you comment here, I'll go and check out your profile, and if it's really good, I'll put you in an episode. So make sure you go and check this out. He commented here. So all you have to do is copy the URL of your Steam profile, add it as a comment in this discussion, and I'll be sure to check it out, and you might be entered into a future episode. Links to the Dope Profiles group and this discussion will be down below. With that being said, Liquid Panda is the first profile in this episode, and I chose this profile because of all this amazing artwork here. His logo is nice and purple, his background, and all of his artwork. It's really nice and animated. Look at this animation here. There's a ball that comes in, it splits apart, and it goes into his name, and then it goes back into a nice outro there. And I like how there's a bunch of shining stars, these little birds coming in, and they're all really nicely animated too. This cool part on the side is animated as well. It has a really clean animation going in and out, and I like how these stars twinkle. It really adds a lot of atmosphere to this profile. And his profile is still under construction, but it's still really nice. So let's scroll down a little bit to his favorite group. It has a nice purple theme to it, as well with a purple galaxy theme. Then down in his screenshot showcase, it has some nice animated artwork just like above, and it shows you some information about what he's trading, his computer specs, and his computer accessories. And on the right side, I like how he did this animation with the WASD, the YouTube logo, and the Steam logo here. They're all really clean animations, and it all has this purple neon feel to it, especially his name at the top. Then onto his items up for trade, he has a bunch of these purple themed Steam emoticons, and then he takes advantage of the info box that the items up for trade has below it. So he uses this as an info box instead of the actual info box, and I like this quite a bit. It's really nicely laid out, there's quite a good theme to it. And then down to his workshop showcase, it says his name, Panda, and it's in this neon feel again with this really cool font. And I like how these flash in and out a little bit. It makes it feel a little bit more lively. Below that, there's the item showcase with a bunch of these purple themed backgrounds. And then finally, the workshop showcase, which has this Mac looking background and then an animated picture of a panda, which I like as well. And below that, there's some nice heart comments. And that pretty much sums up this profile. And his profile is actually still under construction, but this is still such a gorgeous profile. So let's go on to the next profile. The second profile is Gatekeeper, and I really like his logo to start off because his logo is custom. If you actually look at it from the side, this is actually a G, and then there's a K right here. So I like his logo a bunch because it symbolizes his name, which is Gatekeeper. There's the G and the K right there, and his bio at the top is really cool. Proud gamer, adult, elite gamer, and then it gives you some more information below that. And if you click on his view more, it shows you more info, which is really nicely laid out here. I like how it's really easy to read, really clean. And he's actually level 357 now. That's quite a high level, so he invested quite a bit into his Steam account, and it definitely paid off because his profile looks really nice. The next thing that we have is his artwork showcase, and this is some really custom artwork, and there's some animation here with this smoke, and I like how it blends in with his background, and it's a nice long artwork piece that's all animated. So if you didn't realize, this says the Gatekeeper here, but it looks really cool, especially with this background. It all fits really nicely together, and I haven't seen too many people use this background, so it's quite unique as well. And on the side here, it says welcome to Gate's Steam portal, and I like how it's animated too with that cool little white animation on the side. And this has over 1,000 likes on it, almost 2,000, and that's quite a few likes just for one piece of artwork, so great job on that. And down below we have this absolutely stunning workshop showcase. It looks like a really custom animation. It says Gatekeeper, and then there's some fire, and it fades a little bit. Hold on for that. It fades into a welcome. And on the edges it says Gatekeeper with a skeleton there, and I like that a lot too. He has 94 followers, so his favorite group is Gates Republic of Gamers, and this group has 53,000 members, and that's such an enormous group. And he actually has 2,000 friends, so his friends list is full, and his friends are some of the top levels on Steam. You can see he has Striker added, and he's level 1350. So down below we have his achievement showcase, and it spells out his name here, Gatekeeper, and it shows his achievements, perfect games, and completion rate. Then he gives some information about him in his info box, and I like how he used these little square pieces here to build up to his title because it helps it stand out quite a bit. I like how this is laid out really nicely. It's easy to read, just like his bio at the top. Then down to his screenshot showcase, he has this animated artwork where it's a computer, and this has this animation coming out, and this bottom spinning thing here has this hologram figure coming out, and this shows off two different pictures, his ROG group logo and then his computer, which is Area 52. And on the side here it has a nice animation. It says join Gates Republic of Gamers, daily giveaways, high-tech news, and some more information about his group. So a really great use of the animated screenshot showcase there. Below that he has the item showcase showcasing these rare Steam backgrounds that all fit in really nicely with his profile. They're all blue themed. Then his workshop showcase, which shows off his Gates ROG group, and then his favorite guide, which is the best Steam profiles. And I like this too because it has a nice animation to it, and it has this nice blue feel to it, just like his whole profile does. Then we have his guide showcase showing off two guides. One of the guides was made by him, and then another guide to the right of it. And in the game collector showcase, it says he has 4,000 4,634 games. Now that's a crazy amount of games. I couldn't imagine having that many games, but that's absolutely crazy. Then it shows some featured games here which fit in nicely with his profile. We have his favorite game, which is Dark. Below that we have the review showcase on the game Dark and his review on it. Then we have his items up for trade, and it says rock on in these Steam emoticons, and he has 8,209 items owned, which is a ton, and 35,000 market transactions. And then in his info box for the items up for trade, it shows you a bunch of groups, and these groups are very respectable groups. He's owner in his own group, which has over 50,000 members. Then he's co-owner, and it shows you a bunch of groups that he's admin in, moderator, just a giant list of groups that he's staff in. Then after that we have the badge collector, and the first badge in this is the Steamworks developer. That means he actually helped develop a game on Steam. Then he has the achievement for over 4,000 games owned. Then he has this blue snowflake one, a train, and a foil badge, and then years of experience, 7. So 7 years on Steam, and such a great profile to bring it all together. This is a prime example of a profile that took a ton of time and dedication, and he's also a Steam rep donator. So such a great profile, great job on this. Let's go on to the next one. On to the next profile we have Ice Moony, and in the info box, it's really nicely laid out with this Steam emoticon that's a blue crown, and it says welcome to my profile, and there's a link that links you to their profile, and it says read the info below before adding me. And this profile has an anime goth kind of feel to it, with this chessboard that's black and white, this artwork showcase that's very well done. I like how it takes the background here and then it animates it into this cube here, which it shows pictures on. It's a really unique animation there. I haven't seen that done before. And then on the side it continues with that same animation where it shows the chessboard and then it transitions out and shows these anime characters. Below that we have the items up for trade, which are Steam emoticons from the game House of 1000 Doors, and these are really nice emoticons. They make a great addition to his profile. And in the items up for trade we have this info box, and it's really neatly laid out. It has this cool chess set here with this spade emoticon art and then this heart emoticon art on the other side, and then it has this cool little game here. Below that there's an actual info box, and at the top of the info box there's this cool little emoticon art. It says his name here, Ice Moony, and some more information about him. And I like how this is really neatly laid out with a bunch of these Steam emoticons, and it's really easy to read, really easy to go through. Below that we have the badge collector showcase with some chess themed badges here, and then after that there's this animated screenshot showcase with this anime figure here, and then there's some blood going over that, which transitions into this text here which says blood tea, and that's a pretty cool animation. Then below that we have the item showcase, showcasing even more chess figures, and these are actually Steam emoticons here, and these really add to the profile as well. There's some nice themed ones. Then the workshop showcase, showcasing this animated workshop showcase. They don't move too much, but it's some nice artwork because this one moves a little bit, this one blinks, and the one on the far right, this dog figure moves a little bit, and her hands move a little bit as well. And then onto the achievement showcase, we have the ZUP 3 achievements, and it spells out Queen, and then their favorite guide, which is named Ultimate Gambler, and it has a cool little animation here which fits quite well with their profile. Finally, the game collector, and they have 666 games owned, which is pretty Illuminati. Maybe this person's part of the Illuminati, I'm not sure, but that finishes off this profile with some nice comments, and great work on your profile. It's a really nice animated profile. I like your profile a lot. Let's move on to the next one. For the second last profile we have Apinox, and off the start I like this really nicely done logo here. It's really cool, it fits in with the A in their name, and this is another really high leveled Steam profile, level 300, and Steam Awards level 100 plus, so he crafted this badge 110 times. And in this info box that tells you some information about if you are going to order artwork from him. Below that we have this cool animated artwork showcase. The animation's really fluid, the top part has this really nice electric border to it, and I like these particles and all these little effects that come in, and it's cool because they transition into the side as well. So they're both animated, the side and the main piece. Then it shows their name here transitioning in and out. Really greatly done animation, especially with all these little details like the eyes lighting up, the sword lighting up, and the necklace lighting up from the Witcher character. Below that we have the badge collector, and this is the same badge 6 times. They actually have 1,000 badges earned. That's quite a few badges if you ask me. That's probably how they got to such a high level. And then in the items up for trade, it spells out their name in these Steam emoticons, and it has this emoticon art here with a giant heart. Below that there's a screenshot showcase showing Mercy from Overwatch, and it tells us their name yet again with this cool little animation that keeps on repeating. And then in his info showcase, it shows some more information about his account, what you can order from him, his different accounts, then onto his favorite group, which has 27 members. I think his actual group has around 700 members, so maybe he could put that one here instead of this one. Then it goes down to his workshop showcase, which shows his logo here with this cool spinning animation around it. Then after that, there's the workshop showcase, which again shows his logo here with this cool glitchy animation done on the side, and then the graphic designer in the middle. And I like how these little bars go around the words here. It really adds quite quite a bit to the animation. It makes it look really sleek. After that, it shows his item showcase with a bunch of CSGO items in it, and then his game collector with some featured games. These don't really fit in that well with his profile, but his profile isn't too heavily themed as we can see. It goes from red to kind of white to blue to like Overwatch, but it's still a great profile. All the stuff fits decently well together. And finally, we have his achievement showcase, which spells out his name yet again, and these achievements are from the game Kidnapped, and on the right side it shows his level 300. So he has 3,700 achievements, 45 perfect games, and 51% average game completion rate, which is quite high for most people. So great profile. The only thing I could recommend changing is maybe changing the theme of some of these badges, because it goes from red down to like gray, down to some glitchy items here. Maybe this heart could be red, because I know there's, instead of the laser, there's the blazer emoticon, and the Overwatch doesn't fit too well into his profile, but I think he really likes Overwatch. Maybe he could change the background to red, it would make it fit in quite a bit nicer. His favorite group has a decent theme to it, and his workshop showcase is a little bit bland, maybe he could make it red, and his workshop showcase is pretty glitchy, a little bit sleek. Maybe he could add a little bit more fire design to it, because it would fit into his profile way better than it does now. But overall, his profile is still really great because he still made it into this video. Just a few tips that you can make your profile better with, but overall, good job on your profile. And for the final profile of this episode, we have Dark Nekron, and this profile is hell themed. We have this font that is a little bit hard to read, but it fits in quite nicely with his theme, and his profile image is a picture of some hellish figure, and he's level 224, so there's been quite a few high levels in this episode. And his artwork showcase is titled Harbinger of Chaos, so I'm assuming that this is the character that's the Harbinger of Chaos. And I like these particles in the background, and at the top he has this cool little fade in of his name. It fades out really nicely as well. Quite a nice loop there. Then onto his info box, we have a bunch of info about him. It goes down quite a bit. It's actually quite a long info box, and all of this is in this really weird font, but it's still legible. You can still read this decently well if you wanted to, so this font isn't too bad. It fits in really nicely with his profile, but I wouldn't suggest using this if your profile isn't themed like this. And then onto his game collector showcase, it shows all of this information and the featured games, and he only has 2 games in here, but they're just copied, and I like how these fit in nicely with his profile with the red theme. Down below that we have the items up for trade, and it spells out dead and these are from Steam emoticons. This theme is really devilish, really hellish, and we have this Steam emoticon right here, which is really cool actually. I like how he made this little scene where there's the devil on the top and then his minions. Below that there's a bunch of lava, and this probably took quite a decent amount of time to make, and it's really cool and it deserves a lot of recognition. And this actually adds quite a bit to his profile. If anybody wants to add a lot to their profile, you can make a custom made Steam emoticon art, because this is such a great example of emoticon art, and it just blends in extremely well with his profile. Below that we have the item showcase, and it spells out alive in these Steam emoticons. Below that we have his workshop showcase. It shows this cool little wasteland picture, and it fades in and out to this eternal darkness. That's a really cool, nicely done workshop showcase animation there. Then the achievement showcase, he keeps on going with the red theme, and this profile is pretty satanic. After that, the badge collector continues on with a nice looking theme. Then this guide showcase, and both these guides are made by him. The animations in the guides are pretty rudimentary. They're maybe like 5 or 6 frames each, but I like how they still stick with the same theme. Moving on from that, we have his screenshot showcase, which is just a simple picture of this devil-like figure, and below he just has reviews for the Devil Daggers, his favorite group, and his workshop showcase, favorite game, and then we have his favorite guide here called The Sacrifice, and it's actually the same one that he showed in his guide showcase up here. It adds nicely to his profile, so well done on that. And that's the end of his profile. The only thing that I can think of that would improve his profile is adding a red theme to his background here. In the Steam Enhanced version, you can actually add different colors to the backgrounds here and different colors to these workshop showcases. So instead of blue, it would make it a red theme, and I think that would greatly improve the theme of his profile, because instead of having this blue on every single showcase, it would actually show red, and it would all blend in even better together. And if you're looking to improve your own Steam profile with some custom made artwork but you don't know how to make it, you can contact this designer. His name's Cypex, and I'll leave a link to him in the description below. He does artwork for insanely cheap, only $1 for a profile picture, $1 for a banner, $2 per animation. He mainly does his artwork in Photoshop. This picture here is a great example of his work, so if you want some custom artwork, I'll leave the link in the description below. You can go and check him out and maybe order some artwork. With all that being said, we had some really great profiles in this episode. If you need some inspiration, you can check out their profiles. All the links to them will be in the description down below. And I want to thank you guys for all the continued support. We're 3 subscribers away from 7,000 subscribers. Such a massive goal. I'll be posting more videos. I actually have a couple still recorded, I just need to edit them. And I actually have a Discord server, so if you want to join it, you can contact me there. Just go to my YouTube channel, and on the top right here, if you click on this Discord link, it'll take you to the Discord page, and then it'll open up the Discord app, and you'll be in my server. Because if you don't have me on Steam, sometimes it can be hard to contact me. You can just message me there, and I'll be sure to respond. And once again guys, huge thanks to everybody for watching, and I'll be sure to see you guys in my next video, so I hope you're having a great day, and peace out everyone.